So how did I pay off my student loans? Well, I'm going to give you the formula. I paid off my student loans. But look, I graduated PT school in 2008 and it is 2019. So it took me 11 years, right? So a lot of people rush out there and try to do it in 1 or 2 years, or they're like, I'm just never going to pay this thing off. And they just let it be this albatross, this burden, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. And it's okay if that's the way you feel right now, but I'm going to show you in just the next few minutes how it doesn't have to be. And I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some information on if you think this is the right thing for you, the next steps, so you can get all these strategies and marketing strategies, etc., to make this your reality. Put it on a graduated repayment plan. And to me, the graduated repayment plan meant I paid the least at that time possible. So probably for many of you, it would be an income-based repayment plan, especially if you are just getting started in your business, or even if you've had a year where you don't have a lot of business income, like profit, but your bank account is still okay. You still have a different, income. And a lot of times for an income-based repayment, it's like if you own a house, which I did at that time, and you own a car. So my wife and I had 2 cars and a house. Like, they looked at my assets and not just my income, but that was 10 years ago. So I chose graduated repayment, which meant for 5 years, I only had to pay like $160 a month. But then after 5 years, it jumped up like 300. And after another years, it was going to jump up to 800 and then to like 1200, etc. That's if I kept it on my 20-year thing. So what did I do? I said, look, this is a government loan. So if I'm going to miss a payment, all I got to do is call them on the phone. Right? All I gotta do is call on the phone and say, hey, I can't make a payment this month. And you know what the government's gonna do? Okay. Just like, kind of like the IRS. If you get a tax bill at the end of the year and you don't have the cash to pay it, all you gotta do is send them a nice little note and say, hey, tax man, can I make monthly payments on this? And they'll be like, absolutely, because they want your money. It's a good business. Like anyone, you should offer payment plans in your business, because as a business owner, you should accept all forms of payments and payment plans, etc. So I set up a graduated repayment plan. And what I do, I took the extra money, instead of giving it to paying off my loan, I invested it in growing my business, like starting my business, growing my business, learning about business. So I had to spend, and now I've spent easily as much learning about business as I did learning to become a PT. So if they gave a doctor in business, I might be a doctor, but I'm not a specialist. Am I? It just depends on how many years. I've been doing business for 20 years. So have I done a business residency? We could say that I have, but it's not an exact correlation. So, but what did I do? Instead of giving money to pay back my loans, which is an investment in my education and my skill in helping change people's lives, I just said, okay, I'm going to pay the least amount possible, which at that time was a graduated repayment. If I did an even repayment, it would have been like $500 a month for 20 years flat. But what I want to do is pay the least up front. And it was just kind of like getting a arm for the house, right? An adjustable rate mortgage. Like, this wasn't an adjustable rate, but what do we do? So I paid the minimum amount I could per month. And I invested in learning business. I invested in attending events where I could learn more about growing my business. Why do I want to grow my business? Is because to learn how to grow my business means I impact more people and I grow my revenue potential and my income and earnings potential. If I go get a job as a physical therapist today, my income and earning potential is capped based on how much the reimbursement is, right? And guess what? Reimbursement is declining. So I invested in attending events, live events like Summit of Greatness and Fitness Business Summit. And there was a high status summit I went to last year, and other growth-minded, business-oriented, personal development events. I can tell you what, doing a yoga teacher training was one of the best personal development training that I ever did, and one of the best investments I ever did. It helped me tremendously as a person and as a therapist. I didn't learn the skill of dry needling or of MFR or of a corrective exercise, but I learned so much about myself and other people. I was able to bring that in and improve my business and improve my skill as a therapist. And I invested the extra cash flow that I was able to retain in myself. For a while there, truth be told, for a while there, it was just like, pay the bills, right? But I started off with a coach, $400 a month for 4 months. Like, I started off doing that. And beyond that, I was like, let's pay the bills. Let's get this thing up and running, pay the bills. And then it's like, okay, now let's put something else on the credit card and go to this business event to learn how to maximize my potential, all right? Because I've been in debt before. Racing bikes, I was in $43,000 in debt. Maybe it was $45,000. And I was able to get my way out of that as a massage therapist. I've been able to get out of it because, one, that wasn't good debt. That wasn't bad debt. I mean, buying a BMW when I can't afford it or a Porsche when I can't afford it is bad debt. A brand new one, because it goes, boop, off the lot, you lose $20,000, right? But racing bikes is experience. It was what I wanted to do. It's experience that's not decreasing in value to me. It's only increasing in value every time I can talk about it. And there is such thing as bad debt. Your education and investing in business is not bad debt. It's good debt because it can give you the potential to generate more revenue and more impact in your community. When I was a massage therapist, one of the most important lessons I learned is we needed as a massage, we paid like $9,000 to go to a massage therapy school. And one of the other things I had to buy was, some books like the Janet Travell books. I actually didn't buy those because they were so thick. I was like, I know I can't read those. But I needed some sheets and I needed a table. And I could have paid school $500 and they would have gotten me a table, which I thought was kind of a generic table, but I wanted to find what's the best table out there. So I went, and there was actually a store, and this is back before Amazon and the internet, and it was like Massage Warehouse or Massage, whatever store in San Francisco, and I bought a table. And when I was buying it, I was like, I don't know. The guy was like, yeah, you want this model because it is, even though it's $900, he's like, just think about it. You're going to be charging $65 and you're going to see people. He's like, this is just like 12 massages. Once you do 12 massages, you're going to have paid this table off, and think about it, you're going to be using this table for years to come. And guess what? That table is 20 years old and it's still in rotation across the street. It's probably the best $900 I ever spent. I could have gotten out of there for $600. I got an $1,100 table or $1,200 table for $900. It was a refurbished Olympic table from '96. What they did was they refurbished the legs and some other stuff. That was an investment. And what was it? It was 12 massages. I used to do 20 massages a week, 16 to 20 massages a week. And it was great. And that table is still across the street generating revenue and income for our business. I took the $18,500, which is the maximum federal student loan every year, that I could get. And so was it like $60,000? But by the time I'm done with school, it's like 80-something thousand with, accrued whatever. And I can go look up the number. And there are a lot of people out there right now coming out with 150, even 250 and over. Some people over $300,000 in school loans. And they can be really intimidating. What the worst thing that can happen is you just declare bankruptcy. I've had plenty of friends do that, not just for school loans, but other stuff. So what did I do? I attended events. I invested in coaching because I know if I go and invest in a coach, I've had this happen multiple times with my coaches where I go invest $2,000 in a program, and then that weekend I was able to more than what did we do? I almost 10x'd within a week because of an idea that I had that I implemented. I had another coaching program last year where I invested in the coaching program, and one idea that my coach gave generated a return on my investment. And one of the best returns on my investment that I've got from growing my business is the lifestyle and experiences and time with my kids. And I spent, Here it is written down, 81 days in 2019 out of town with my family, which is a huge ROI. And if I let my student loans get in the way of doing that and didn't start my business right away, then I wouldn't have been able to do that. So what did that do? That allowed me to going to these events and changing the way I paid my student loans, which wasn't the traditional way. You know, it's what people aren't recommending you pay the least amount these days. You know, or they're saying pay the least amount and it's so much you can't do anything else. Like just stay in this job where your earning potential is going down because reimbursement's going down. What do you got to do? You got to find a way to take your expertise and ideas and talent and maximize your potential reach and impact in your community, and at the same time, the ability to generate revenue and feed your family and take them on experiences and pay down your student loans even faster. So I paid down my student loans in about 10 years, a little over 10 years. So some people do it in 2. Great. But you know what? Like I did it without having to put my dreams and my travel and my experiences with my kids and family to the side. Okay, I was able to do all those things and pay off my loans at the same time and not allow them to be a burden to me or my family. Because what I did was I just paid them monthly, and then as we would have extra money at the end of the year, pay a big chunk. You know, we did get a little inheritance from a family member and we took it and we just paid a big chunk. You know, you found something somewhere, pay a big chunk. You get 5 patients to all of a sudden pay in full one month, just, you know, pay a chunk. Or you come up to the end of the year and you go, look, I've got some extra money in the bank account. Let's pay a big chunk. And because the way we were able to do that was to grow and scale and automate our business. Okay, so that it allowed me to generate more versus waiting. Okay, and versus waiting for the next thing to happen, versus waiting for someone to help me, I did it myself with a lot of help. I had to recruit help. So how did we do this? We did this through marketing and business growth strategies. I did this through a vision that I had for a business and for people here in Greensboro and for people around and for physical therapists around the United States like you. So if you're interested in getting more details about what are the exact strategies, what are the exact strategies you need to put into play to grow your business faster using leverage, which, don't kid yourself, all the most successful businesses in the United States and in the world use leverage and debt to grow and create a big impact. And once they do that, anyone at any level can decide how ethical they want to be in business. And you can create an even bigger impact for people in your community and for yourself and for your family and, you know, for the world, whatever. You can, you know, by leveraging debt, like leveraging good debt. What do you mean leverage? Well, if I've got $5,000 in my bank account, I can't buy a $10,000 product or do a $20,000 coaching program. But I can get a credit card because I pay my credit cards on a regular basis that has $20,000 worth of room on it, or I can go get a business line of credit which has an even lower rate. And then I can go invest in something that I know will give me a return as long as I do the work, right? So that's leverage. What is leverage? An ebook is leverage because it's something of value that allows me to leverage the value of the ebook to get someone's name, phone number, contact information. A credit card or a business line of credit, a student loan is leverage to be able to get an education and an experience and knowledge to get a return on that investment. That's leverage. If you're interested in learning the exact business growth and marketing strategies that we've used and the most successful people in our industry are using, and even people outside of our industry, then I've got an amazing opportunity for you to come and learn from me directly and in person at Physical Therapy Business Conference. It's PT BizCon. It's March 20th through 21st in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we've got tickets are available right now at ptbizcon.com. And when you decide to join us, not only are we going to teach you the exact business growth and marketing strategies that we've used to grow our business and crush it, I'm bringing in 8 world-class speakers to teach you what's working for them and what's working for their coaching clients and what's working in their businesses and their clinical practices. There's so many people that don't know what physical therapy is. They don't get physical therapy. They don't know to go see you when their back hurts. They think they need to go to the orthopedic surgeon. And we need to change that culture in America. And in order to do that, you've got to learn the right business growth and marketing strategies. So ptbizcon.com is where you can go to reserve your ticket.